Hi, Elaine here. countryhomeandheart.net is my website, and today I'm going to show y'all how to make my foolproof pie crust. I call it the foolproof pie crust because when I was young I absolutely could not make a good pie crust. It would either come out hard or it would just come out to where it was falling apart. It just wasn't good. But I found this particular recipe in one of those cookbooks where the church ladies all give their favorite recipes and they compile it into a cookbook, and you can buy that cookbook. So I found that probably 30 years ago, and I have been making it this way ever since. So let's get started. And I actually use my KitchenAid mixer for this. It's an easier way, easier than cutting in the dough with a pastry cutter, although you could still do that. So let's turn you down here so you can see. I'll move you up a little closer. Okay, and on my KitchenAid mixer I have my dough hook, and I use my dough hook for this, and it does really, really well. So in this cup I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm just going to pour that right in. And to that we're going to add 1 full cup of shortening. Now you can use lard if you like to, and I've used lard and it does make this recipe works very well with lard. But I do kind of like the shortening a little bit better. It seems like I get a little flakier pie crust when I use the shortening than I do when I use lard. But lard does work very well with this as well, if you'd rather use that than the shortening. Okay, so we're just going to put that full cup in. Okay, and then to that we're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to dump that in. Okay, and now here is an ingredient that many of you probably would not think about putting in pie crust, but we're going to add 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, and we're going to add that to our milk and put that in there. And what the vinegar serves to do is to tenderize the pie crust, and it actually helps to make it flaky. Because it slightly inhibits the gluten development, so it tends to make the pie crust very tender and flaky. So we're just going to pour that in, and this milk just came out of the refrigerator. It's very, very cold, so that's important that the milk be cold. Okay, and so we are ready to mix, and I'm just going to get this started. It really does not take long in the KitchenAid, and that's what I kind of wanted to show y'all, is how quick this mixes up in the KitchenAid. And we are going to get this started. Oops, see, gotta turn it down a little bit. See, I was kind of flinging my flour out at you. But I have very, very good luck with this pie crust recipe. Okay, and we're getting it there. It is beginning to form into a dough ball, and that's what we want. Alright, and I'm going to turn this off and raise this up. And what I'm going to do is just take my hand for the rest of this, and I'm going to kind of mix that flour. I'm going to mix that in, and we're just kind of picking up the flour that didn't get mixed in to my dough ball. And there, and we have it. Okay, and here is our ball for making our pie crust. And I'm going to wrap this in plastic wrap, and I'm going to refrigerate this for at least 1 hour. Sometimes I usually make my pie crust in the morning and just leave it there all day till I'm ready to use it, but we're going to refrigerate this for at least 1 hour. And when we're ready to roll it out, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back and my dough has been chilling for about 1 hour. And I meant to tell you in the first part of this video that this recipe makes enough to do a double crust pie. And today I'm only doing a single crust pie because I'm doing a special pie, I think, for my husband when he comes home tomorrow. And I'll put that on a video later on for you so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm going to turn the camera down here so you can see. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I am going to roll out my pie crust, and I'm going to start rolling this way. I have actually put down a piece of plastic wrap that I have coated with flour, and I've covered it with another piece, and we're just going to roll it out like that. Okay, and so I'm going to keep this as round as I can. And we're just going to start rolling this right around. Okay, and I'm going to put another little piece of plastic wrap over it. Because we're getting a little big here. So, okay, take me just a second to get that. Hang on. I'm just going to cut it. It's going to be a little easier than trying to mess with the cutter in the bag. It always is, it seems like. Alright, so let's just roll this out. Keep rolling this out. I think we've almost got it big enough for my pie plate, but we're going to get it just a little bigger. Okay, we are getting there. It looks pretty good. And again, this recipe is so easy to do because it always seems to come out flaky and tender. And hold on just a minute, I have to get that. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about the phone, but it happens. Okay, and I think I have enough for my pan here, so what I'm going to do is take this and just turn this like so, and then I'm going to flip this up like that. Okay, and there we have it. Okay, and so we're just going to put this in here and patch areas like that. You see where I had a little, didn't quite have enough, but that area can easily be patched. Just like so. Okay. Okay, I'm going to finish getting this in the in my pan and get the edges fixed up, and I'll be back with you to show you what it looks like. Hang on. Okay, I'm back and I have my pie crust all ready to fill. And as I started to tell you a moment ago, this pie crust is really, really easy, and it's a very good recipe. I've never had this to fail, so I'll be back. I'll be filling this a little bit later. I think what I'm going to do is make a southern buttermilk pie, and I will be back with that recipe probably in a different video. Maybe I'll put that up tomorrow for you. So in the meantime, there's my pie crust all ready to go into the refrigerator until I'm ready to fill it. So thank you for watching, and I hope that you'll try this pie crust recipe and that it'll work well for you. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.